Welcome to Ultimate Decades Challenge. In the previous episode, our main character Edmund went on an adventure of his life. He traveled to city of Willow Creek, seen young King Alexander Goth on the day of his coronation, and finally got a clear answer about his first wife's death. That was a lot. Now he's getting to the small village in Willow Creek, Foundry Cove. Yes, I'm just using in-game name of neighborhood. He is getting there on borrowed donkey to visit Eden's parents. She gave him directions and briefly told that their village is a little odd. Edmund is met by a group of men. Elder, his name is Dudley, is Eden's father. Edmund started talking to him, explaining that Eden got married to him after death of her first husband, and Dudley unfortunately had some very devastating news for Edmund. His wife, Eden's mother, passed away several months ago. She got sick, and old age and poor living conditions did not allow her to get better. Edmund was very sad after such a news and knew that Eden will be even more devastated. He and Dudley sat at the fire talking for many hours that night. Edmund told him about the death of Eden's first husband, that they had a son named Peter, and that he met Eden after death of his own wife. Tragedy got them together, and they found some peace again. Eden rarely talks about her childhood here, and mostly gloomy things. How she had 6 siblings and none of them survived, how they struggled to grow food or keep animals alive. Sometimes she would mention scary figures in the forest that walk silently and wear masks, but that probably just legends.
Yes.
Anyways, Dudley will say, legends or not, but life in this village has always been struggle. It is a stolen land after all. Hundreds of years ago, King of Willow Creek wanted more land and took this area from elves. No one now can tell details of how that happened. Then King gave this land to his people, your regular peasants, farmers, to build here a new town on the remains of those intricate elven castles and shrines. And they tried, but it is almost like soil itself doesn't want people here. Something always goes wrong. Crops are dying from illnesses or destroyed by weather, animals and people constantly getting sick, even houses seem to fall apart for no reason. Like these hills are sliding down, trying to shake people off of themselves. And yet people believe that elves still roaming in the woods, all around us, waiting the day to get their land back. As Dudley was talking, Edmund was looking around. Not to see elves, just at the village. The arches and pieces of walls, tiny crumbs of elven buildings almost looked better than houses built by people. Houses looked as if they built to blend in with surroundings. Ruins stood bright and grand, unapologetic reminders of true owners of this land. Edmund couldn't get his eyes off of them. As he and Dudley were talking, other people were hanging out around the fire too. It was a little odd. It's so late. Edmund already arrived late. He was a little busy, being beat up by his old enemy, publicly. Dudley said that people here always complaining about not being able to sleep or having nightmares, so there are always someone awake outside, which is kind of calming knowledge. But Edmund was getting really tired and sleepy, and probably achy from his own adventures. Dudley showed him a bed that he can occupy for the night. Edmund is sleeping today in this little house. It's weird to see him actually change for sleep. Something stinks outside of the window. Oh, it's communal pea bush. That's unfortunate. But other than that, it is a pretty nice place to rest for the night. They allowed Edmund to sleep next to their food. That's how you know he's welcomed here. His friends from Hanford are camping somewhere outside of the city and he has a warm bed to sleep in. But I'm going to leave him here and go to Eden. We need to age Ulrich into an infant and roll for him. Ulrich was born last night, but in Ultimate Decades timeline, newborn stage lasts only for one sim day. So this night, Ulrich will become an infant, hopefully. He cannot roll 12, 16 or 18. If he rolls any of those numbers, he will die. So here we go. It's 16. He dies. Why? It was going so well. Poor Ulrich and poor Eden. I really like his name. I will probably reuse it at some point. And everyone is here around him. Peter upset, almost like he knows what's happening. Okay, we have to do it. I'm using cheats to starve the baby, and he's being taken away, but for us he dies. Goodbye, Ulrich. Edmund decided to follow creepy figure he saw through the window. He was disoriented by his nightmare and scared by whoever was watching him sleep. Yet he followed them. He wanted nothing more than follow them. Weird, eerie pull was tugging him out of the house and into rainy night, as person in the mask getting further and further. There were actually people outside. None of them stopped Edmund. When he heard words weird figures wearing masks, last thing he imagined was an animal skull, yet he followed them. They had the same magnetic aura as ruins. Maybe if you were walking faster you would have a chance to catch up. Edmund followed that person into the forest, but at some point they just disappeared. Confused, he noticed a tree. Is it glowing? How odd. His thoughts about this weird tree interrupted by someone's voice. Struggling to sleep? Asked man standing behind him. Where did he come from? You risking getting sick, wandering in your shirt and hose in the cold rain. And suddenly Edmund felt the cold. His whole body was shivering, but somehow he didn't notice it earlier. I followed you from the village. You looked, let's say, concerning. Chasing elves? Be careful, you might find them. He said it in an easy and playful tone. It made Edmund smile. He remembered this man now. He is from the village, but Dudley said that he is new here. He just kind of appeared one day. His name was Fernando, and other people in the village think that he's odd. Weird one. But maybe they are weird. None of them followed Edmund or stopped him from going alone into the forest. There is also something about Fernando's presence and voice that was very comforting to Edmund. He felt calm, almost oddly calm. Edmund will say that he didn't used to believe in elves, but apparently now he believes enough to follow one into the woods. But why is that elf was looking at Edmund? Just checking new human in the village? Did elf give him nightmares? And where did it go? Oh, that's a very good question. I would love to know that too. As they were talking, morning started to come, and tree stopped glowing. But Edmund might start thinking that he imagined it all. The dream, the elf, the glowing tree. Is Fernando even real?
I'm just gonna scooch in right here if you don't mind.
Sir, really? Is there no other place to stand? He's not even talking to them, he just standing. Oh no. He wanted to talk to Fernando. And Edmund now looks like sad puppy. But what about me? You were talking to me, remember? If you look at them out of context, it looks like Edmund just really wants to be noticed by Fernando. I think it's enough talking in the rain to strangers. It's time to go back to the village, dry your hose next to the fire, and have a chat with Dudley. Edmund, confused, slightly scared by all of the weird stuff that happened to him. He will tell Dudley about elf, nightmare, even glowing tree in the forest. Surprisingly, Dudley will reassure him that all of that was likely to be real. People are seeing those creatures roaming around village all the time, whether they believe in them or not. They rarely go inside of the village or step too close to houses, and if they do, they usually go into that fallen flower statue. Watcher knows what it does. People are scared of it. They even put a fence around it to stop kids playing in the pond that statue fell in. Dudley, similarly to all the locals, doesn't know much about elves or their magic. They don't understand it, so they're scared of it. And that statue, in a way, became a symbol of all of the things they're scared of. They try to avoid it. People that first came to live on the land stolen from elves tried to destroy the statue, but couldn't. No human instrument could break the stone, and no animal could move it from its place, so they just left it. Elves that are still living in the Willow Creek forests formed small community, small coven, if you will. They hiding from people to not anger the king and his army, and one day maybe again be strong enough to take their land back. They kept old traditions, one of which to wear masks that cover the whole face. Face of a person is something personal or even intimate for them, and looking at someone else's face considered invasive and rude. People without knowing the true reason behind masks obviously came up with their own interpretations. That elves are just scary and ugly, or their faces are rotten, or they have some animalistic features, maybe bird beaks, for example. In reality, elves are very similar to humans, but there is something in being denied access to someone else's face that made humans want to find the nastiest, the most offensive explanation. There is someone in those woods that doesn't cover their face, yet looks even less human than elves. Skittish and gloomy fairy. She lives with the elves, helps them and they help her. She possesses very powerful magic and zero survival skills. So in many ways she became dependent on elves. Fairies don't live in this realm. They clearly can enter it. But Diamond, the fairy, doesn't remember how she got here or how to get back to other fairies. She's stuck here with elves, but most devastatingly with people. Regular people bodies never been touched by magic. Fairy body, on the other hand, is saturated by magic, and when fairy near someone untouched by magical energy, she feels physically ill, almost like she suddenly can feel the blood moving inside of her veins, and it feels so uncomfortable, makes her skin crawl and head spin. Because of that, Diamond almost never comes out of Elf's little hiding spot, Sylvan Glade, a room that she opened inside of the magical tree. But people don't know all of those things. They just trying to survive, and as their parents told them, to avoid weird figures wearing masks in the forest. Edmund just went to set a fish trap. He's probably heard that they have no fresh fish to cook and went to fix it immediately. I created a character that has a dragon and obtained the dragon in the most dramatic way possible, yet his whole personality is being a fisherman. Honestly, locals are not very good at gardening, not a single plant watered. This whole village turned out to be very pretty. I have a built video about it on my channel. I would actually like to play here, maybe do every lot challenge? It would fit with this place. It's the challenge where you turn on all of the lot challenges and just try to function. Dudley and Edmund were talking about elves and struggles of living in this village, and Edmund offered Dudley to live with him to Hanford and live with Brook's family. It is clear that nothing good happens to the people that live here, so why not live? So nothing good could happen to you in different place, but your daughter and grandchildren will be close. Dudley is very old and lonely here. In Hanford he at least can live with Eden and Peter and hopefully her other children if Dice would be so kind to them. Just as Dudley and Edmund finish talking, we also have to believe that all of this is happening at like 4 a.m. before we will have to move out to the Hanford. As Dudley and Edmund finished talking, Fernando came up to Dudley and said that he heard that Dudley is moving out and he will probably want to sell his house, or rather hut, and Fernando would like to buy it. Heard from who? They finished talking literally right now. But originally Dudley thought that he will just abandon his hut. If he can get some money for it, for his family, for Eden, he only happy to do so. Don't worry, I'm only going to give him 500 simoleons. Not too much. But Fernando was acting very odd, and now he has a hut in this village, so he's proper villager. And as Edmund getting bullied by this child, and Fernando talking to himself on the background, we look at this village for the last time. Last time for Edmund and Dudley. Me and you will visit it in the future with different characters. At least I hope so. That is what I want for my ultimate decays. To create an alive world. A world that moves and changes even if Edmund or any of his descendants is not here to witness those changes. But sometimes my characters will stumble into those stories. or hear about them from someone, so I can tell the stories to you and find organic, not overwhelming way to do so. Like here, Edmund traveled, he saw, he heard from locals, and he will go back home. And elves and village will continue to live here. I may be going too far with this. Please tell me if all of this is too confusing and you would rather just watch gameplay content. And most of Ultimate Decades will be gameplay. The stories will be just occasional side quests or main quest if it's story related to Brook household. I think it's time to leave and go and play with Eden. Edmund will be back home by nighttime. Everyone here is sad because of Ulrich's death, except Grandma. She has controlled emotions with that. What? Oh, good. I came back to my rooster dying. Cool. Goodbye, Benedict. We will miss you. You were the only chicken that didn't disappear mysteriously. So we have no chickens. Oh god, our farm. We need to take care of it. Juliana was the one feeling okay, so spray bugs, please. And Eden needs to make us food. It's 8 in the morning, kids need breakfast. Juliana's indoorsy lifestyle is at risk. Life in this house is breaking her, and she's getting tormented by bees. Glad to see that some things never change. Martha's spirit fading away. I don't really mind them fading away. Eventually I will have to start deleting ghosts, but we're not been at the cemetery since Edmund got married again. So this is a good reminder to go and visit Martha's grave and Eden's husband's grave, just to remember them. Oh, and another change. Dragon now looks, well, you tell me. Do we like this skin? I found retexture, I think that's what it's called, either recolor or retexture, for Jane Simpson Rideable Dragons mod. They look a lot scarier to me, so what do we want? A magical beast or a silly lizard? Edmund will come back home and his dragon looks unrecognizable. Don't worry, he's going through puberty. No attention left. Peter's caregivers are so busy with his siblings, it feels like there is no attention left for him. Which sibling? The ones that died last night? Yes, they probably been kind of preoccupied with that. Peter obviously deserves all of the attention he wants. Let's talk to him. Ask him how he's doing, comfort him. Mom just been busy. Maybe when Edmund and Dudley come back, it will be easier. More adults, more attention to give. But I do feel like Peter wants specifically Eden's attention. It is interesting because he's an independent toddler, but he still can feel like it's not enough attention. Eden decided to teach him flashcards. Eden also needs a nap, but now Harold wants to ask her for flashcards. He just woke up, saw her teaching Peter and went, "Teach me too, mother. I want to be smart like Peter." But after that she really needs a nap. Poor Eden, so tired. Peter is using potty and Harold is putting on whole theatrical performance with this horsey for his brother. So Peter would be entertained on the toilet. Juliana, you in the way. Oh, she's watching too, Harold's little play. Do you have any yarn left? If you like indoors so much, at least do something useful indoors. Eden just casually maxed out cooking skill before bed while making flour. At 10 p.m., Edmund and Dudley finally arrived home, with this young lady for some reason. She was one of our adventurers, but why is she walking these two men home? They will be fine, you can go to your house. Say goodbye to her. Oh, and by the way, Dudley, have you ever heard about dragons? Edmund is like, I need to remember to warn people about dragon before I invite them to live with me. But it's not like Dudley can go back now, so go pet him. He doesn't bite. He just burps smoke sometimes. Edmund is cleaning his dragon now. Who's a good boy? Do you miss your owner? Dudley immediately went gardening and decided that he likes gardening. Okay, he's trying to make himself useful. He's probably already calling Edmund son. Let's go inside and say hi to Eden finally. He didn't saw his daughter for years. Probably 5 or 6 years. But it will be immediately obvious that Mom passed away if he's here and she's not. What a sad conversation it must be. Your mother died, so I brought your dad to live with us. Oh, our son died too, shortly after birth. But all they can do is move on with those who are here. Eden will probably take some time to talk to her dad, but soon we will have to go to bed. It's very late. and Edmund and Dudley tired from the road. Edmund really wanted to talk about relationship fears, probably the fear of his wife dying in childbirth, or maybe he's telling her what Lord Parr told him in previous episode, and she wants to express devotion because she is loyal sim. I think they have an "I will always be with you" moment, or rather, "till death do us part" moment. Till dice do us part. Very sweet, but it's time we all get some sleep. And in the morning, we will get Grandpa a bed. I didn't think through this sleeping arrangement, so he's found himself a haystack to sleep on. Still probably the best sleep of his life. No nightmares, no waking up in the middle of the night with the feeling that you're being watched. Just peaceful sleep next to the warm fire. Juliana will be very confused in the morning. She didn't wake up when they arrived, so she will be like, "Who is this man? What have I missed?" But that's where I will end this episode. It feels like a shorter one, but it offers very nice closure to Edmund's big adventure. And starting from the next episode, we will be back to our regular life in the woods. Oh, and Edmund's birthday is in the next episode. I don't mean to alarm you or anything, but we will have to roll for him, and I'm scared of the adult role. But that's all for this episode. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave it a like, comment on it, and subscribe to our channel if you want to see more Ultimate Decades. And maybe check out video you see on the screen right now. YouTube thinks you might like it. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye!